So it's been a few months since the iPhone SE 3rd generation came out, and I figured I might as well still talk about this iPhone a little bit. And I feel like the whole entire, the hype that this phone had is completely crazy because for some reason, this is one of the few iPhones I've ever seen that has been dropped, and very few people have been talking about this iPhone since then. Now, this iPhone was supposed to be a budget share device, and even now in 2022, it still doesn't look like people are super happy about it. I mean, it really was a flop when it first came out. It's still going to sell well, even though the sales numbers aren't looking too well. I'm sure Apple's going to do something where they're going to either start giving AirPods away with it if people buy it or something like that, if it truly does get that low. But I still think it's just not the time. People are probably going to start picking them up maybe late summer, around that September timeframe. That's usually when it happens. And with something like the iPhone SE 3rd generation, I just didn't really like this iPhone when it first came out. And typically after a few months, things start settling down and we can start kind of looking behind the hype and maybe all the generic, upset about this phone. And personally, I still don't like this iPhone. It seems like everything I was saying is still kind of true for the most part. I've been wrong a lot, but with this iPhone, it just seems like I just don't really have that strong of a, feeling to it. Now, the body is the biggest letdown. I love the internals, it's great, but the outside of this phone is the biggest disappointment. How Apple can go ahead and make a phone like this, that the design has been around for so many years. It's pretty much been the same thing since the iPhone 8, and they yet increase the price tag. How does that even make any sense? How did they increase the price tag from the previous generation to this one? Every time I think about that, it makes less and less sense, and I still don't even understand how that even happened. That's like the first minor thing. Everything else about this iPhone, though, is pretty much as expected. The home button still works, everything. The cameras were really small updates from the previous generation as well, if there were any updates at all. So that was another thing that kind of threw me off. The battery life, may be the one area where we kind of were a little wrong at least in my opinion. It seems like this iPhone probably had a little bit of better battery life than we were expecting. So that was something that was really cool. I love seeing that type of, great battery life from a phone like this. So that's always good to see. But that's not necessarily where the ending is. I feel like the internals are also very good, but again, for the price tag, is it that great? It completely depends. I will say, because the iPhone 14, a lot of the rumors are suggesting that the iPhone 14s are probably going to end up having some sort of A15 variation chip. It probably makes me think that the iPhone SE 3 chipset is going to be a little bit longer in terms of supported than most other iPhones, mostly because the next generation is also going to have the same chipset as well. So that's going to be an interesting take from Apple. I will also say that the price tag, it hasn't gone down yet. It's been a few months. It's still at that same price, which I really don't understand why Apple is doing that. And personally, from what I can tell, it just seems like people aren't really talking about this iPhone. It really came here and then it went, right? Nobody's really talking about it for the most part. So I think it sits in a really interesting spot. I mean, I really do hope this iPhone ends up getting a price drop. That's the main thing that maybe I'll start changing my opinion on it. But as of right now, I pretty much still don't like this iPhone, to be honest. So that kind of covers it up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.